Today, we're looking at the rarest and most expensive cars on James Edition. Let's get started. First up, we have the AMG Project 1. Priced at $4.1 million, I think this car is well worth the price. I think it looks absolutely stunning from the exterior, the way the lines flow, the way the aerodynamics actually are built into the car. I think the car actually has a very aggressive stance, and it also has the distinctive shark fin, so it looks like it's actually an F1 car. It's pretty rowdy. I think the rear wing, the active rear wing coming up, looks pretty sick too. The yellow calipers, it just looks super futuristic. To be clear, this car actually hasn't been built yet. This is just the build slot allocated to the buyer of the car. So whoever buys it gets a build slot. This car is actually pretty unique though. Only 275 of them are being built worldwide, and it will get F1 tech taken straight from the F1 team, Mercedes' F1 team. It's powered by a 1.6 liter V6 engine paired with 4 electric motors that gives an output of 1000 horsepower and a top speed of 215 miles per hour. I think it'll put up some pretty insane numbers. Mercedes does it well. The car is the best car in F1 right now as well, so I think they know what they're doing. Now we have the 1995 Bugatti EB110 Super Sport. It's priced at $4.3 million. So this car is Bugatti's answer to the McLaren F1. It's powered by a 3.5 liter V12 engine. Is 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, had a top speed of 221 miles per hour. Keep in mind this was in 1995, guys, so that's still crazy. There's cars that can't do that right now. It kind of looks like a Nissan 300ZX. The color is nice, the rims are pretty ugly, but it is a classic car. You can't really hate too much on them. The car is pretty significant. Only 128 of them were ever made, and 32 of them were only the Super Sports, so you can imagine how rare the car is. I think it does justify the $4.3 million price tag. This is a really rare car. You're not going to see many of them, and it is a special piece of history. Now we have the Aston Martin Valkyrie. The Valkyrie actually takes its name from a Norse mythology that states that Valkyries are the spirits that decide the fate of men in battle. Pretty badass. Even better is how it's birthed from the partnership of Aston Martin and Red Bull Racing, meaning it will be getting some F1 inspired tech, and you can clearly see that from the pictures that it's pretty much hollowed from the inside. Also, it will be getting a battery assisted motor, which they'll be getting from Rimac. If you guys don't know who Rimac is, they're amazing at building electric supercars. They're pretty much at the top of the game right now. I think they did a really good job with this car. The rims on it look perfect for the car as well. I like the green accents. It looks out of the world. It doesn't look like something you'd ever see here. This looks like a spaceship. Props to Aston Martin with this design. It's super functional as well, which is huge for tracking, but it's not like many of them are going to be tracked anyways, because let's be honest, it's $4.5 million. So if you crash one of those, it's kind of Alright, so next up we have the Lamborghini Centenario Roadster. I think the spec does look really sick on the car. Only 40 of these were ever made. 20 of them were in the Roadster, 20 of them were in the Coupe, so it is a really rare car. And I actually really like the spec. I've seen this spec a couple of times on like Stradman's videos and stuff like that, so maybe there's 2 of them like this, or it might just be this one car, but I think they really killed it with the car. I like the baby blue on Lamborghinis. Apart from that, the car is pretty sick. It has a V12 from the Aventador, puts out 759 horsepower, 0 to 60 is just 2.9 seconds. And I think the car looks amazing. Like, you're telling me this doesn't have road presence? You're crazy. You're probably not going to see them very often on the road, but if you do, snap a pic. They're pretty sexy. Now we have the Ferrari FXX-K Evo. It's priced at $5.7 million, and only 40 of them were ever made. And Evo package is pretty rare as well, because it has 23% more downforce than the regular FXX-K and 75% more than the LaFerrari. It's powered by the same V12 using the LaFerrari, battery assisted as well. Puts out 1036 brake horsepower and just weighs 1200 kilos, so it's pretty light. Only downside is these cars, you can't really race them in any series, nor can you drive them on the road. So the $5.7 million is going straight to the track, and I don't know how many users are going to be using this car on the track. The rear wing actually pops up as well, like the LaFerrari, and you can just see the different canards and the vents and everything. It just looks like a piece of art. Car is a conversation piece. It's absolutely insane. Like I said, only 40 of them made, not that many Evos either. Now we have the Bugatti Chiron. It's priced at $6.2 million. Only 250 of them are ever going to be made, and most of them are already allocated for. But if you really want one, you can definitely find one on James Edition. Bugatti does say this is the most powerful, fastest, and the most exclusive car they have produced to date. It's powered by an 8 liter quad turbocharged W16 engine that puts out 1500 horsepower and 1180 pound-feet of torque. It does 0 to 60 in just 2.3 seconds and has a top speed of 261 miles per hour. The materials and the build quality of the Chiron are sublime. but unless it comes with a house, I don't think the $6.2 million price tag justifies the car. Next on the list we have the Ferrari LaFerrari APERTA. This car, for those of you who don't know, is built by Ferrari to take on the McLaren P1 and Porsche's 918. It uses a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V12 engine mixed with an electric motor to give it an output of 950 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. This is the first time ever Ferrari has ever used hybrid technology in one of their cars. It's also the last time they'll ever use a V12 mid-mounted into the car. I think the car looks absolutely menacing from every angle. I think most people can agree on that. It does 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. It has the top off so you can hear the V12 way louder. And I think Ferrari's interiors are actually very clean as well. I think the color is really nice, the red with the black rims. It's classic. Only 210 of them were made with the roof off, and 499 of them were made in the coupe variation. Let's hope Ferrari isn't lying about those numbers this time. Now we have the Pagani Huayra BC. It costs $6.6 million, and we'll get into why it costs that much. For starters, it has a full carbon fiber body. Secondly, it has an AMG powered V12 engine, twin turbocharged as well, that puts out over 750 horsepower. Third, it uses active aerodynamics, which a lot of cars don't do. They're usually fixed, but I guess, yeah, for $6.7 million, you should be getting active aerodynamics. It also uses a single clutch transmission solely for the fact that it saves 70 kilos over a dual clutch transmission. Only 20 of the Huayra BCs were ever made, so if you ever decide to purchase one, you'll be in a very exclusive club. Now we have the KOENIGSEGG 121. This is like the holy grail of expensive cars. It's $9.6 million, so it is very, very expensive. It does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, has a top speed of 273 miles per hour, goes from 250 miles per hour to 0 in just 20 seconds. It gets its name from its power to weight ratio, so it has 1,360 horsepower to 1,360 kilos of weight. Only 6 of them were ever made. They're truly special, full carbon fiber exposed body. The one on James Edition is the only right-hand model ever made. You can get it converted to left-hand if you want from the factory, but it's up to you. Christian von Koenigsegg said it'll do 640 on the Nürburgring, but SVJ, I think it's already beat that, or it's pretty close, so I'd probably just go with that if I'm going for performance. It does look absolutely menacing. I think eggs are just fucking crazy. They're crazy cars. I don't know if I'd pay $9.6 million for it though. So that sums up our list on the most expensive cars on James Edition. If you had unlimited cash, which one would you buy? Let us know in the comments down below. But like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.